When 7-year-old Lily Harrington folded her arms and stared coldly at the newest nanny, everyone in the mansion silently counted the hours before she would quit. She wasn't the first. She probably wouldn't be the last. The Harrington estate had become famous among childcare agencies. More than 20 nannies had walked away in less than 2 years. Some left crying. Others refused to explain what had happened. The staff blamed Lily. "She's impossible," whispered one maid. "She'll destroy this one too," sighed the butler. Standing near the grand staircase, millionaire Ethan Harrington looked exhausted. "I'm sorry," he told the woman standing before him. "My daughter isn't easy." The new nanny smiled warmly. "My name is Grace," she said. "Children are rarely the problem." Those words caught Ethan off guard. No one had ever said that before. Grace's first day began exactly as everyone expected. Lily ignored every greeting. She poured orange juice into Grace's handbag. She hid every shoe Grace owned. She locked the bathroom door from the outside. During lunch she deliberately pushed her plate onto the floor. "I hate you," Lily said without blinking. Grace simply picked up the broken plate. "That must be a very heavy feeling to carry." Lily frowned. She had expected shouting. Or punishment. Instead, she received kindness. It confused her. Over the next several days, Lily's behavior became even worse. She covered Grace's room with glitter. She switched salt and sugar before breakfast. She secretly released Ethan's expensive dog into the neighborhood. Every previous nanny had exploded with anger. Grace never did. Instead, every evening she quietly wrote something in a small notebook. Lily secretly watched from the hallway. "What are you writing?" she finally asked. Grace smiled. "I'm writing down every brave thing you do." "I don't do brave things." "You do." "When?" "You keep testing whether people will leave." Lily froze. Grace continued writing. "That takes courage when you're afraid." Afraid? No one had ever used that word. A week later Ethan called Grace into his office. "I don't understand," he admitted. "She hasn't made you quit." Grace looked toward the garden where Lily sat alone. "She's not trying to make me quit." "What do you mean?" "She's trying to prove everyone leaves eventually." Ethan's face slowly changed. Grace continued softly. "She's been abandoned before, hasn't she?" For several seconds the millionaire couldn't speak. Then he nodded. After Lily's mother passed away 4 years earlier, Ethan buried himself in work. Business meetings. International travel. Endless phone calls. Instead of grieving with his daughter, he hired people to care for her. When one nanny quit, he hired another. Then another. Then another. Lily learned one painful lesson. Nobody stayed. That evening Grace found Lily sitting in the enormous library. "Can I ask you something?" Grace said. Lily shrugged. "Did your mommy like reading?" The little girl's eyes filled with tears. "She used to read to me every night." "What happened after she was gone?" "No one had time anymore." Grace quietly picked up an old storybook. Without another word, she sat beside Lily. And began reading. The same way a mother would. Lily didn't say anything. But for the first time in years, she leaned against someone's shoulder. Weeks passed. The mansion slowly changed. Laughter returned to its silent halls. Lily stopped setting traps. She helped the cooks bake cookies. She started feeding the dog herself. Most importantly, she smiled. The servants could hardly believe their eyes. "What magic did you use?" one asked Grace. Grace laughed. "There wasn't any magic." "What then?" "I listened before trying to fix her." One rainy afternoon Ethan arrived home early. As he walked past the playroom, he heard laughter. Real laughter. He quietly looked inside. Grace and Lily were building a castle from cardboard boxes. Lily looked happier than he had seen since her mother died. Suddenly guilt hit Ethan harder than ever before. He realized he had spent millions protecting his daughter from every danger. Except loneliness. That night he knocked gently on Lily's bedroom door. "Can we talk?" She nodded. He sat beside her bed. "I'm sorry." Lily looked surprised. "I thought buying you everything would make things better." She stayed silent. "I forgot the one thing you really needed. You." The little girl's lip trembled. "You always leave." Ethan's eyes filled with tears. "I know." He hugged her tightly. "And I'm done leaving." Months later the Harrington mansion looked completely different. Business meetings ended before dinner. Father and daughter ate together every evening. Story time became a family tradition again. Grace remained with them, not because she had been hired, but because she had become family. One afternoon Ethan asked Lily a question. "What made Grace different from everyone else?" Lily smiled. "She never tried to win against me." "What did she do?" "She stayed." Years later, at Grace's retirement celebration, Lily, now a confident young woman, stood before hundreds of guests. She raised her glass. "People think Grace changed me." She smiled toward the woman who had once walked into the mansion carrying only a suitcase and a notebook. "But that's not true." Grace looked confused. Lily continued. "She reminded my dad how to be my father." The room fell silent. "And once he came back into my life, I never needed to chase anyone away again." Everyone stood and applauded. Because sometimes the greatest act of kindness isn't solving someone's problems. It's refusing to abandon them when they're hurting the most.